Welcome to lecture on truss. The focus of this lecture will be only on problem solving. Consider this problem. It is a 4-bar truss problem. E is given, A is given. What you need to find out is the element stiffness matrix for elements, then the global stiffness matrix, then the nodal displacement using elimination approach, and then stresses and the reaction forces. Now, this is the problem sketch given. You can see here there are 4 nodes here, 4 elements, all are given in the problem only. The origin is also important because this will help you in drawing the element connectivity table. All the details are given. If you look at this problem, node 1 and 4 are hinged, node 2 has got a roller support, and loads are acting at node 2 in the positive x and at node 3 in the negative y direction. So, these are the details given. The first and foremost thing is you have to go for node numbering. Now, if you look at node 1, you need to number it as Q1 and Q2 as per the node numbering scheme. Similarly, at node 2, Q3, Q4 and so on. And similarly, you can mention F1, F2, F3, F4, the forces acting. Okay. So, having done this much, then next you go for the nodal coordinate data. So, there are 4 nodes. You note down the coordinates for all the nodes 1, 2, 3, 4. With the given data, I think you will be able to do that, because if you look at node 1, you have taken it as origin. So, it becomes 0, 0. So, with reference to that you go, okay, 40, 0, 40, 30. So, this is the first step. Now, element connectivity table, this is the most important table, because all your calculations are based on this. Any mistake here you will end up with a wrong answer. So, there are 4 elements here. What is important is the deciding initial node and the final node. Now, if you look at node element 1, for example, I have taken this as node 1 and node 2. There are 2 nodes. I am defining the element connectivity 1 to 2. Okay. So, 1 is initial node and 2 is the final node. You can also take it as 2, 1 and proceed, but however, it is up to the user. Okay. So, this is the most important thing, which one you decide as the initial node and the final node. So, keeping that in mind, all other elements are defined, that is which is the initial node and the final node. See, for example, if you look at node element 3, here it is defined 3 to 1. You can also define it as 1 to 3. Okay. So, this is the element connectivity table, and we need to find out L and M. Now, L and M, definitions, everything is given. Now, L is x final node minus x initial node divided by LE, all that similarly with y, and the formula for LE is also known. Now, keeping all this in mind and the nodal table, you can find out L and M for all the elements. Say, for example, element 1, L is the final x is 40, initial x is 0, divided by length is 40. So, you can find out L is 1, M is 0. Same thing you can do it for the element 2, you get value of 0, 1, element 3 minus 0.8 minus 0.6, and similarly for L4. So, finding out L and M for all the elements is very much required, because you need it for finding the stiffness matrix. Now, this is the general formula, Ke is equal to E by LE, all this 4 by 4 matrix. Now, let us apply this to element 1. Now, A is given, E is given. So, all the values are given. Now, L and M for element 1 is known to you. So, substitute and then simplify this, 10 raised to 5, 5 0 0 0. So, complete this. Now, here most important thing is the deciding element connectivity for element 1, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. So, it is related to the element connectivity table. Okay. Similarly, for element 2, all the values are given, 3 4 5 6, 3 4 5 6. Okay. K3, again this is given, and L and M are given. So, just substitute and simplify it. 10 raised to 5 you take it outside, and then you, this is important, 5612 5612, this is the element connectivity. Element 4 also same thing, you can substitute 5678 5678. So you got all the K1, K2, K3 and K4. Now next step is to find out the global stiffness matrix. Now as you know, it is nothing but algebraic addition. So K1, K2, K3, each one of them is a 4 by 4 matrix, but that has to be converted into 8 by 8. Why the global stiffness matrix is a 8 by 8? Because there are 4 nodes, each node has 2 degrees of freedom. So totally it will have 8 degrees of freedom. So the size of the global stiffness matrix in this problem will be 8 by 8. So it's a very large matrix. You have to be very careful and precise while handling such a big matrix, 8 by 8 matrix, to be very good in hand calculation. So after adding all that K1, K2, K3, finally you get it. Wherever there is overlapping, you add the respective element, that's all. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can see this global stiffness matrix, the main diagonal elements are positive and it's a symmetric matrix. It means the global stiffness matrix is valid. Global displacement vector, so Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5, Q6, Q7, Q8, because there are 4 nodes, and F1 to F8. If you look at it, F3 it is given to be 20,000 and F6 is minus 25,000 because it is in the negative direction of y, and the equilibrium equation K into Q is equal to F. So now put all the K into Q is equal to F, put them together. Again you have to be careful when you manage such a big matrix. Now let us use elimination method. Now the boundary conditions are, if you look at node 1, node 1 is hinged, so Q1, Q2 are 0. Similarly, if you look at node 2, it's a roller support, so Q4 is 0, Q3 is not 0, and node 4 it is again hinged, Q7, Q8 are 0. So this is to be understood properly. So using the elimination method now, so you delete the respective row and the respective column. So 1, 2, 4, 7, 8 rows and columns are deleted and you get a simplified matrix. From this you can find out what is Q3, what is Q5 and Q6. So finally you get a nodal displacement matrix 0, 0, 0.04 and so on. Okay, so Q1 to Q8. So this is the global nodal displacement. Now let us talk about the stress. This is the common formula, general formula. Now let us apply it to element 1. So with respect to element 1, what are the values L and M, you can substitute, and Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Now here you can look at that element connectivity comes into picture, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q3 is given, so you get 200. Now let us go to element 2. In the element 2 again, what is important is Q3, Q4, Q5, Q6 is again as per the element connectivity, you get minus 218.93. So element 3, it is same thing, element connectivity Q5, Q6, Q1, Q2. Be careful about this, don't do mistake here, and you get minus 52.112 Newton per mm square. So same thing, substitute all the values for sigma 4 and Q5, Q6, Q7, Q8. So 41.7 Newton per mm square. Okay. So this is the way you find out the sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma 3, sigma 4. Now support reaction, again same formula we use, R is equal to K into Q minus F. Again you have to be careful here when you handle such a big matrix. So this is the matrix as we got, and you can solve them. Finally you get these values, R1 to R2, R8 sorry, these are the values that you get. Okay. So only thing is, the point here is that you have to be good in hand calculation while doing such big matrix problem. You have to be very precise, fast, and there should not be any silly mistakes when you do problem. Initially when you do any mistake, then the whole thing will go wrong. So be careful.